All right, all right. All right, let's get into it. I believe everything's set up, so I think we might just get right into it because, of course, as you can see by the title, we're getting into episode 115, the 2023 Grammy Award winners. And we also have a lot of other topics lined up for episode 115. So as always, for the people tuning in live, I appreciate you taking the time out of your morning, of course, to listen to me talk about gaming and hip hop, of course. And then after the fact, if you're not able to catch the whole thing, it will be up on my podcast platforms, and the video version will be on YouTube and Twitch. And for my people listening live over on Wisdom, just know I appreciate y'all taking the time out on Wisdom as well to listen to me talk about hip hop and gaming. And if you want to join in as a guest, that's totally fine. I would prefer it to be like on topic, but if not, then I can always like edit it and then like have it some type of way where it's like its own segment. But for the most part, I want Wisdom to also feel like it's like a unique portion of this live session, because whatever I say on Wisdom, it's specifically for Wisdom listeners, and the people who's watching the video won't be able to hear that. But then obviously anything that I put up for video, you won't be able to see it on Wisdom. So it's like a trade-off of experiences. So I like it. And of course, it's gonna go up on my podcast platforms after the fact, so I'm not really too worried about that. Let me look over at Twitch. Let me see. I think Twitch is running fine. I see Drap Snat. Appreciate you. I think that's definitely a returner. I remember seeing that name. In general, I think this is like an earlier stream compared to like all my other ones. But I'm not trying to give away my location, but you know what I mean? A lot of stuff got canceled, so I'm just here. I'm just here living, man. Thankfully, you know what I mean? So I was like, let me just boot up a stream, you know what I mean? Alright. And hopefully my Wisdom doesn't. So for people listening on Wisdom, last time it crashed. So hopefully it doesn't crash this time. Because if it crashes, I'm not going to try to put it back up. Because I tried last time and it did not work. Okay. All right. So I looked at Twitch. That's going strong. YouTube. What else? Wisdom. Okay, good. We straight. All right, let's get into the show. Let me see. Pull this up right quick. Alrighty. So for the most part, if y'all not familiar with how this goes, I'm going to be getting into my episode, which entails gaming and hip hop news, and what else? I don't even know what to say after that. I mean, that's basically it. The whole episode is about gaming and hip hop news. So if that's confusing, then this may be the wrong place for you. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. So anyways, when I get into the episode, I'm gonna get into my different segments. And for the people listening on Wisdom, if you want to tune in as a guest, I'll prefer it to be on topic. And if not, if you could like wait till after the segment's over, then I appreciate that. But for the most part, when I get into my segment, I'd rather anybody joining in as a guest, or for my Twitch and YouTube viewers, if you want to comment, I'll prefer it to be on the topic that we're talking about. What else? Okay, that's basically it. Let's get into it. It's not really too much to say when we get into an episode. Like I pretty much got everything lined up. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. Should I keep the beat going or no? I think I kept it going last time, but for the most part, like at this point with my microphone, I mean, I'm not talking about the wisdom. So honestly, y'all don't want to know my setup. It's a lot. But let's just say there's two different audio qualities on the Twitch and YouTube side versus the wisdom side, and it's only cause I can't use one. Yeah, I can't like multi-stream the wisdom because of course it's not like a video platform, but I definitely want to stream the wisdom as well. So anyways, all right, let's get into it. What's going on, internet? Analytic here, aka Dreamz, and I'd like to welcome you to mine, which I call the Notorious Mass Effect Podcast. I'm your hip hop and gaming news source with a little bit of R&B mixed in. For episode 115, we definitely have a lot to get into because the Super Bowl happened, the Grammys happened, and for some reason, Hogwarts Legacy has already made a claim for one of the best games of 2023, and we're only 2 months in. So we're going to be getting into the topics to tell you the topics in order. We're going from the Super Bowl 2023 halftime show to Hi-Fi Rush and what that is and the sales that it's accomplished. Then we're going to get into Hogwarts Legacy, sales and reviews, and then we're going to finish with the 2023 Grammy Awards recap. Now, I know usually for my episodes, I give a little update on just the process in general, and what I can say is Red Circle has been the best host experienced podcaster could have, because in general, as far as getting on the platform, hold on, I'm hearing myself. Alrighty. Sorry for the people listening after the fact, y'all probably won't understand, but I'm live streaming right now, so I was hearing myself in my ear. That was not trying to I'm not trying to have that. But for the most part, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay, so for me, switching hosting was a stressful process, but at this point in the process, I would say Red Circle has made this current experience, the most seamless that I've ever had as far as uploading and just having content in different spaces, while also, of course, bringing in revenue, because that's not like the only reason I do this. But at this point, as many years as I've been doing this, which has been like 5, I think we're going on 5 to 6. I think it's 5. But anyways, for the most part, Red Circle has made this whole process super easy, and as you can probably tell, we've got the ball rolling with some partnerships and just different brands and advertisements, and that's only because the platform's doing well. So I mean, that's a testament to the people who support and listen on a weekly basis, on a I would say day-to-day basis, but it's mostly on a weekly basis, because I upload stuff weekly, except for my social medias. Shameless plug, follow my social medias at Analytic Dreamz. I post on there daily to keep up with the latest gaming and hip-hop news, and as always, click that bell icon and make sure to follow and subscribe for YouTube. And for Twitch, what should I say for Twitch? Twitch is basically the same. I mean, follow, share it, I don't know the subscribing thing for Twitch. I don't know. I'm new to Twitch, but definitely follow my YouTube. That's the one that's been going crazy at Analytic Dreamz. Shameless plug. But anyways, that's my whole update. Red Circle has been the greatest host I could ask for, and have definitely helped me when sustaining my whole business plan, if that makes sense. Anyways, okay. Before we get into the topics, of course, I'm gonna reiterate this because I just want y'all to know that if you want to access my social medias and follow, make sure to click my Linktree to keep all my latest activities. And if you want to support the show financially, click my Cash App link located towards the bottom of my Linktree, as it helps the show overall. And make sure to share this podcast by rating this show 5 stars as on whatever platform you're listening on, as this helps the show reach more people so we can grow together and affect the masses. And then once more, make sure to click that bell icon for my YouTube viewers, and also for my Twitch viewers, I don't know what y'all do over there. I should probably know, but I don't. So, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. But for the most part, I definitely appreciate y'all. Yeah, so with that being said, let's get into the first topic, which is Super Bowl 2023 halftime show. All right. And for the people listening live, usually that's when I play my little sound effect, and then that's when I go into my next segment. But usually I take a break. But you know, when you're live streaming, you know, I gotta say something. You know, I can't just be out here. I mean, unless y'all want to listen to the silence. I mean, y'all let me know. Y'all want to listen to silence? How'd that work? Probably not, huh? Anyways, we're gonna set up this Rihanna performance. Cause boy, was it a performance. I mean, imagine starting your whole show with like, better have my money. And then please subscribe to keep reading. Oh, if we don't do that, hold up. This is little website called 12-Foot Ladder, shameless plug. You know what I mean? You ever run into an article that be trying to tax you for no reason? Just, you know, type in 12-foot 12feet.io. You know what I mean? You may get past the paywall. That's all I gotta say, man. That's all I gotta say. All these articles charging you 10 cents to read 15 words. It don't make any sense. Learn something every day when you come over to Notorious Mass Effect. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, so I got that one up, and then I got this other tab up. Because apparently Rihanna went crazy with the numbers. Let me see. What should we have this up? Let's I want to have this chart up while I'm talking, but the whole thing is not loading. Let me. Okay, let's just zoom in. Okay, cool. All right. Let me look over at Twitch and YouTube. Take that off. Okay, I think we're still going strong. Okay, cool. Make sure it's running. All right. Okay. All right, let's get into the Super Bowl 2023 halftime show. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm gonna start that over. I gotta have the visuals up for my Twitch and YouTube viewers. Okay, that works. All right, let's get. Wait, hold up. Make sure I put my socials. There we go. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Let's just pull this up. How's it look? All right, that looks good. Alrighty, let's get into the Super Bowl 2023 halftime show. So apparently, Rihanna or Rihanna, which way you want to say it, because of course the Navy is pretty humongous in size as far as a fan base, and I don't want them to be mad at me. So all I gotta say is, Rihanna had no idea that she was pregnant before she took the Super Bowl halftime show event, because in general, if you do the timeline, and of course for me personally, I didn't really care as much to do the timeline and the backtrack, but a lot of women, particularly from the Navy, because that's how that's how dedicated they are to Rihanna. They was like, how does she have her second child when she already had her first child, and the timelines don't? And then they realized they would have been after, because I don't know, man. They was talking about you have to give it a little break after you have the child or something like that. So they was doing the timeline and everything, and they was like, she couldn't have known before she took the Super Bowl gig that she was pregnant. Now, Rihanna actually coming out and confirming this, saying that she had no idea she would have a baby on board when she agreed to headline the Super Bowl, just confirms that the Navy is once again one of the most dedicated fan bases that we have in music. I mean, you want to talk about the Beehive, you want to talk about the Barbs, what else? That's basically it. For dedicated fan bases, it doesn't come more attention to detail than that, because the Navy, the Beehive, and the Barbs are in the league of their own. And I know I just named 3, but if you realize how many musicians there are in the industry, and then you think about Beyonce, Rihanna, and Nicki Minaj and their respective fan bases, you would understand that they are just different, and there's a reason why they've lasted the test of time. And of course, the supporters is it's just an addition to that. But what I really wanted to get into was the viewership, because apparently, Rihanna and her Super Bowl performance had way more eyes and listeners than the Super Bowl itself. Now, of course, the halftime show is not that long. I mean, I think it's like 20 to 30 minutes long. But for the most part, the Super Bowl is one of the biggest events that American sports have. I mean, of course, there's the World Cup, and then a lot of FIFA different tournaments. But is it FIFA? I think I said the video game. I mean, basically soccer. Well, football. No, that's confusing. Soccer and their tournaments, they have a lot more eyes as compared to like American sports. That's why they get paid so much. Like Ronaldo, Messi, all them get paid way more than your favorite athlete in America. So, anyways, so for the Super Bowl, the viewership wasn't really what it was supposed to be. So when Rihanna got on, actually it showcased that her performance. Granted, she has been away since like 2019. I don't think she's performed since 2019. I could be mistaken, but she's taken a huge hiatus from just music in general. So even her coming back was a surprise. But anyways, her performance was the second most watched Super Bowl halftime show on record, with 118 million viewers, almost 119. I don't know why they just didn't round up, but I guess you know. And they also said that it was right behind Katy Perry's 2015 performance, but the network neglected to mention Katy Perry's exact total. So that's interesting. So why would they say Rihanna's is second if they don't even want to give us the numbers to Katy Perry's? I'm just going to mess around and say that Rihanna could have messed around and had the most viewed halftime show of all time. But that's not really going in the narrative of people wanting to watch the Super Bowl, because if you look at the viewership, which I definitely had a chart, but the chart went away with this website. But for the most part, what we was gonna look at was just the different the graph of viewership while the Super Bowl was going, and let's just say the first and second quarter was way higher than the third and fourth, and of course at halftime it was the highest because it was Rihanna's. So it was like a gradual increase, well, incline. I think that's the way to say it. And then you get to Rihanna's performance, and then it's just on a steady decline after that. And that's pretty interesting. I mean, it went up a little bit in the fourth quarter because, of course, everybody wants to see how it ends. But for the most part, it's pretty interesting to see how Americans really don't watch sports like that. Like, in general, you would think football will bring the most attention in the world. I mean, you know how much they're charging, or how much they charge for a Super Bowl commercial? Like, that's just insane. And to look at these numbers dip it's like, well, how can you keep charging that amount for the Super Bowl if the viewership is not there? And of course, I'm not acting like nobody's watching. Of course, everybody's watching the Super Bowl. But for the most part, when it comes to soccer, when it comes to international sports of that magnitude, like the World Cup, then the Super Bowl is it just pales in comparison. But some people will say, I don't think the World Cup happens every year, so maybe that's why. So, but yeah, that was the biggest thing. Rihanna really outperformed as far as statistics and viewership and everything that Jay-Z was assigned to do as far as entertainment for the NFL. He surpassed, because if you don't know, Jay-Z's over the entertainment whatever label for the NFL. So he oversees all of this. I mean, why do you think Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Kendrick Lamar performed? It wasn't because of the NFL, I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm not even that old. I mean, I'm not even that young. But for the most part, I'm still like cognizant of when everybody was like, we have to boycott the NFL. And that was like, what, 3 years ago? Like, it wasn't really that long ago when everybody was saying we got to boycott the NFL. And now we got Rihanna, we got Dr. Dre, I think it was Snoop Dogg as well. Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick performing. And all of that happened because they signed Jay-Z to look over or be the head of the talent division. So what else was I saying? So when Jay-Z took over, the whole fiasco happened when he was like, okay, it's time to stop kneeling. Like, literally, that's what he said in a press conference. Like, probably one of the top 3 worst things he could have said. Because if you don't remember, that's the whole Kaepernick situation. And then the George Floyd thing happened. And then we was in the midst of COVID. So NFL wasn't doing right to so many instances that they had to get Jay-Z to oversee and kind of coddle us to get us more in line to follow the NFL's entertainment plan. But for the most part, I mean, NFL as well. I mean, you saw the viewership, people watched the NFL. Also, The Weeknd was under Jay-Z's supervision, of course. But yeah, that's basically what happened. I mean, the NFL was under so much scrutiny by black people in so many different areas that they was just like, okay, let's just hire one of them and then get them to get off our back. And guess what? They hired Jay-Z and nobody's boycotting the NFL no more. And it's kind of crazy. But I forgot about that because that was pretty serious. Like, a lot of people was really seriously contemplating, like, man, should we really stop watching? Like, it was like to the point where and that was the year when I think the Patriots and whoever had like a 13-14 score. Like, the NFL was down bad. Like, but now I guess it's back, man. I don't know. I guess you hire one of us and everybody just forget what happened. So anyways, of course, Rihanna's boyfriend, A$AP Rocky, was there supporting, as you would hope a significant other would. I mean, just, having Rihanna as your partner, you probably would be a little bit enthusiastic when you're supporting. So it was nice to see that from Rocky. And also the whole revealing that she was pregnant during the performance, because everybody was like, didn't she already have a child? So this must mean, and then they had the realization that she was pregnant again. So, a lot of the fallen soldiers out there wishing it could have been them, you know what I mean? Prayers out to you, you know what I mean? You're going to find one day, you know what I mean? Find one for you, you know what I'm saying? But for this one, it's definitely for A$AP Rocky, as they're going to make like a, beautiful family, you know what I mean? A lot of fashionistas walking or running around because, well, I think they had a boy. So, yeah, just a lot of fashion examples around that child as far as Rihanna and A$AP. And I know a lot of people was giving credit to Kanye with Rihanna's whole appearance and the whole stage looking like a level at a Super Mario Bros or a Super Smash Bros. But for the most part, I think that Rihanna has her own style when it comes to her stage and just the way that she performs in general. So I think for Kanye, it's different because, of course, Kanye pays a lot of attention to detail when it comes to live action performances, which is why he's one of the GOATs in music. But I don't think Rihanna specifically ripped off Kanye, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she was heavily influenced, which is what people was kind of insinuating. Because if you don't know, once again, Rihanna, Kanye falls under that Jay-Z umbrella, and so they probably would have been around each other enough to learn that, oh, maybe I should try this, or maybe I should do this, you know. So I wouldn't put it past Rihanna, but I don't think she's just blatantly ripping off Kanye. What else? I guess I haven't given my review of the performance. I would say that I would have preferred Rihanna to not be pregnant during her performance, because I mean, obviously, how you gonna tell a woman not to be pregnant? Like, don't do what you want to do with your body. That's not what I'm saying. It's basically like, for the Super Bowl, it happens every year, so why not wait, like, you know, have the child and then wait to give us like a performance of a lifetime where you can move around, because I don't know if y'all know, but like, Rihanna can really perform. So I feel like the baby was a hindrance to her as choreography goes. Like, as you can see, she had a lot of dances, which is something I know all the time. When an artist can't really move how they want to, or if they can't dance in general, because Rihanna can dance, but you know, she had the baby, so she probably didn't want to do too much. But let's say artist B can't dance at all, probably will have a lot of choreographers to take your eye off her or him as they dance around them for the spectacle. And that's kind of what Rihanna did. So I would have preferred her to be in her prime, I guess, as far as a artist. But as far as the singing, like, she definitely surpassed my expectations, because that much of a hiatus from the craft, and to still come back and deliver a live action performance like that. And as you can tell, she was singing at points, and when she wasn't, what they had playing in the background didn't even sound as good as her singing live. So I was like, okay, that's how you know she's different. Like, it kind of reminds me of The Weeknd when he sings at live performances, because he can really sing almost better than what he records in the studio. Like live action singing is like a skill that like those two artists have really mastered. So it was a master class on breath control and just sonically being inclined, you know, just being different than all the other singers that they're compared to. So yeah, I would say the performance was a solid, I would say probably a 6 or 7 out of 10. Because it wasn't bad. It was just like middle of the road, because I mean, she's pregnant. She can't really do too much, but what she did do, it was fantastic. So if she was able to move around a little bit more, I probably would have gave it an 8. But yeah, so that's my review for the Super Bowl halftime show. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. That was basically what I wanted to get into. And so click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias, what do you think about the Super Bowl 2023 halftime show performance, and who's your personal favorite halftime performance or performer of all time? All right. All right, we got past Rihanna. Oh, I messed up. I was supposed to say the other part. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna record this little segue right quick. Now we're gonna get into the one and only Game Pass, Game Pass edition, Hi-Fi Rush, and one of the most unexpected turns in the gaming industry for 2023. All right. Sometimes I forget. I get into my segment mode. I forget, like, for episodes you have to like pair it together. All right, let me see. I cannot believe Hi-Fi Rush has so much publicity. This is crazy. Mm. I love these gaming websites compared to music, because there's so many different crazy ads that could pop up at any second. But I guess that's okay. All right, let me pull this down. I'm just making sure none of these will give me a copyright on YouTube. I don't think it will though. Hopefully not. That'd be messed up if it have that type of stuff in there. All right, let's get into Hi-Fi Rush, and we're gonna get into the overview of it and the sales. Let me check Twitch and YouTube, see how we're rocking over there, make sure everything's going smooth. Don't want anything to be choppy or anything of that nature. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see some more returners. Lacey Dra, Kata, Larac Groff, Larac Roth. I don't know how to say that. I ain't gonna even try. I mean, obviously I tried, but I don't know how to say that. And then Lurx or Lurks. I appreciate y'all. I can definitely tell that most of y'all returners. I don't know about Lurac because I don't think I've seen your name before. But for the other four, Alicia, Drudge, Japsnat, Kata, and Lurks. I definitely seen y'all name before. I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to tune in to me recording my episode live. And what else? Okay, YouTube still going strong. Okay. And of course, Wisdom. We're doing going strong over here. Wisdom got 14 right now. That's nice. In general, if y'all want to join in as a guest, I would definitely prefer it to be on a topic. But if not, then you can wait till after the segment and join in as a guest, and I can always edit it and put it. You may end up in the episode. Who knows? Depending on how it goes. You know what I mean? But without further ado, I'm going to get into. Well, first, I gotta take a. It's like super cold outside. But of course, I got the heater on. But I got made me a little hot chocolate, you know what I mean? Put a little honey in it, you know what I'm saying? If you don't put honey in your hot chocolate, are you even drinking hot chocolate, right? Man, food for thought, man. Or liquid for thought. Nah, let me check. My bad. I'm gonna be here all night, you know what I mean? Selling CDs to the left. Not just playing with you. Alright, let's get into Hi-Fi Rush. Now I know what you're thinking. What is this game? And that is a great question because when I first started watching the game, when I first started learning more about the mechanics and who made the game, I started to realize that I have never seen a rhythm-based action game ever. And I've never played it before. So for Hi-Fi Rush to have the different sales and the different exposure to the masses that it has right now, being off of Game Pass, and also in addition to that, outperforming full-blown AAA games like Forspoken, which Hi-Fi Rush is technically a AAA game, I think. But Forspoken, to have the launch and the press that Forspoken was getting from PlayStation, and to be outperformed by a $30 to $35 game in Hi-Fi Rush, it's very interesting to how that dynamic works in the landscape of gaming, because now you're gonna look at a game that's on Game Pass. Technically, if you have the Game Pass, it's for free. But if you don't want to pay for Game Pass and you want to pay for the game itself, then I believe it's like $20 to $30. I believe it's not like the full $70, but it's obviously only for PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. And what else? There was another thing I wanted to get into. Oh yeah, and then for Steam, of course, so it's on Game Pass, right? But then for Steam, it had a better overall launch week than Forspoken, despite being despite being $30, while Forspoken is $70. So imagine outselling a $70 game, only having a price tag of $30, and also being quote unquote for free on the Xbox Game Pass. Now, I like to make the joke a lot of times. I got this from Gaming Illuminati, so shout out to them. But Xbox has no games. That's my favorite joke in the gaming space, But for the past 2 years, or 1.5, depending on what you count, but Xbox has been winning this console race. As far as the PS5 versus the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series X has been winning this console race as far as the newest iterations. Now, of course, in my humble opinion, PS4 blew the Xbox One out of the water. I mean, I don't even think it was close. But a lot of people say the Xbox 360 blew the PS3. I think it was PS3. Yeah, out of the water. Was it the PS3 or PS2? I think it was the PS3. I forget. But the Xbox 360 was one of the best consoles of all time, if not the best, So for the PS4, it wasn't on the level of the Xbox 360, but it did noticeably win the console race when it came to Microsoft. So now that the race is turning to the other side with the Xbox Series X outperforming the PS5, I mean, think about it. God of War Ragnarok, I mean, everybody said it was way too many puzzles and the story was technically mid. And then you get into Horizon Forbidden West, which got completely outshined by Elden Ring. They literally couldn't have picked the worst time to drop a game like that. Like, any game would have got washed by Elden Ring, but man, Horizon Forspoken to be a console exclusive and one of the figureheads of this whole Sony exclusive mantra, as far as if there was let's say the MCU, right? If there was the Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor of the PS5, it would be Horizon, God of War, and Spider-Man, right? I would say so. But to be completely outshined by Elden Ring, granted, it didn't know Elden Ring was gonna go that crazy. It just got completely outshined. That was unexpected. But nowadays, the Game Pass formula in today's climate also is a tribute to Microsoft, because with inflation and just the way the economy is going, with not everybody having the funds to pay for every single game, the Game Pass is the perfect way to go back to modern day Redbox, Blockbuster, but just in the digital age. You pay a certain amount and you get all these things for free. Well, not for free, you're renting, quote unquote. But basically, you get so many games at your disposal with just a monthly fee of, I think, 15, I forgot how much it is. But if you pay, let's say you play 4 or 5 games, right? You already made your money back. That's basically what I'm saying. So the Game Pass model in today's climate also is helping the Xbox Series X outperform the PS5. So with Hi-Fi Rush also being a part of that, with it being included in the Game Pass, and not only it being included in the Game Pass, but once again outselling popular exclusive titles on PlayStation like Forspoken via Steam, while Forspoken is $70 and Hi-Fi Rush is $30, you start to understand that maybe Microsoft wasn't so crazy with going with their Game Pass model. So that's basically what I wanted to get into, because of course at the end of the day, this is always going to be about whether you're a Sony pony or a Microsoft bot. You know what I mean? And for me, I mean, I don't have no allegiance to either. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so you already know by force I had to come over to Sony. I love playing on my Xbox 360, realized that Xbox wasn't getting any more Spider-Man games and PlayStation was. So guess what? My first PlayStation literally was the bundle to get the PS4 the Spider-Man PS4 game along with it. So I don't really have no allegiance to any console, but if Spider-Man is going to be limited to one console, I'm going to be getting that one. every time. So I've had to put up with these controllers, and that's one thing I will say is the biggest improvement with the PS5 is definitely the controller. They finally just straight up ripped off Microsoft, and I'm glad they did, because those girly controllers for Sony that they used to give us for the longest, it's just the worst controllers known to man. Like, I don't understand whose hand fits around those controllers comfortably. Like, every time I hold one of those controllers, I just feel like I'm just holding my hands together, because it's just such a skinny controller. Like, I don't understand. And then the Xbox controller, it's like a beefy, more of a heavy feel controller. And for the PS5 controller, they just finally ripped off the Xbox. So I'm glad they did that. That's probably the biggest addition to Sony. But yeah, so Hi-Fi Rush, I mean, the reviews that came in, there was different. A lot of publications was giving it 9 out of 10s, like IGN. Games Radar gave it, what is that, 4 out of 5? I don't know, 4 stars out of 5. Metro Game Central gave it an 8 out of 10. Game Informer gave it an 8.8 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10. So, Hi-Fi has a lot of high reviews, no pun intended. But and also the color shading scheme for the graphics is also something to note, as it's unique in appearance, but it gives it that kid type of feel. But if you get into the story, it's definitely not a kid's type of story. Like, I'm not gonna say it's just straight up like gore and rated R, definitely not that. But it's not your, oh, it looks like this, so it's gonna be some kiddie, easy to predict story. It's a pretty solid storyline. And the main character, the funniest thing for me was watching it and watching the main character be on beat while playing the game, because once again, this is a rhythm-based action game, so they actually have the character model like going along with the in-game music. It's kind of fire, I ain't gonna lie. You have to watch the game for yourself to understand. But Hi-Fi Rush is one of those games where I feel like in the long run, Xbox is gonna look back on this and they're gonna just be patting themselves on the back, because who would have thought that this Game Pass model would have worked out? I mean, we've seen it time and time again that they come and go. I mean, Blockbuster, Redbox, I can't think of any other ones, but you pay a little bit to rent a game and then you give it back. Like, you've seen that model come and go. Oh, GameFly. But for right now, it seems like Xbox Game Pass, the digital way of doing it is more impactful currently, and definitely in today's climate, which is why I think it's more impactful, because not everybody can afford full price games all the time. So yeah, man, another dub for Xbox, man, and Xbox Game Pass. So click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Hi-Fi Rush, and what do you think about the sales and it outselling full-blown $70 games on Steam being from the Xbox Game Pass? Now we're gonna get into Hogwarts Legacy, the overview, the sales, and the overall reviews, and then I'm gonna give my own personal opinion on it, and then we're gonna see what y'all think about it, because this is Hogwarts Legacy is definitely a touchy subject for some people, so we're gonna get into it right now. All right, we're gonna get into Hogwarts Legacy. Let me see, pull this over. Let me see how you're looking over here. Everything's going smooth. Let me see. No frames dropping. Wisdom. We chilling. Cool. That works. All right. I think that was a good one. I really didn't know what I was gonna say for hi-fi. That's why I research so much for video games more than I do hip hop or just music in general. Cause with gaming is so technical. And then people who listen to gaming reviewers, it's like, oh, you said this instead of that, or you were supposed to say this. Like, it's not as accepting. That's one thing about hip hop, man. We accept anybody. You know what I mean? Murderers, thieves. You know what I mean? The gaming community, not so accepting. You know what I mean? Not saying you should accept murderers. I'm just saying, it's just hip hop's a little extreme when it comes to accepting. And Gaming is on a whole nother side. They're not accepting nobody. All right. That's why I ain't gonna lie. If there was one entertainment field that I feel like wouldn't have been outraged about this Hogwarts Legacy stuff, it was definitely gamers, and most of them said they do not care. I was like, bro, y'all never cease to disappoint, man. I'm not playing Hogwarts Legacy, but it's not because of that. But I mean, I did think about it. I was like, man, well, that woman was tripping. All right, tripping's not even the right word. That's just something I use because it was just like I couldn't think of anything else saying. She was beyond tripping. What she said was highly offensive. Highly offensive. I don't even know if y'all know what she said. I'm not gonna go over it in this segment. I'm definitely not. I'm not trying to touch on that. I'm probably just gonna say, to each his own. Let me see Forbes. Let's put this up here. I like it. I like to have words on the screen that a lot of people can read. Like sometimes I just feel like having the headline. I'm like, I feel like that's boring. Let's let them have them, give them a lot to read. Hopefully they read it. I don't know. And then this ad playing in the bottom left. Like for my YouTube and Twitch viewers, is that not annoying? Having that, like, I mean, it's annoying for me. So I wonder if it's like annoying for y'all. I've been told I need to get an ad blocker. I was talking to one content creator, and he was talking about he had like a crazy ad blocker that blocked everything. I don't know if he said he paid for it or not. I don't know if he did. Anyways, y'all probably don't want to hear that. All right, let's get into Hogwarts Legacy. All right, let me pull this up. Okay. Hogwarts Legacy is an immersive open world action RPG set in a world introduced in the Harry Potter books. Now, before I go any farther, I have to say that I've never read or watched any Harry Potter material. So getting into Hogwarts Legacy was an eye-opener for me to see all these different unique things flying around and spells being casted and different type of monsters and just the visual experience of being in the world of Harry Potter. I've never found intriguing. Like I feel like superheroes, anime, and whatever Hogwarts Legacy falls under is three different nerd categories, and you can only pick one. And for me, that's always been superheroes, man. For me, I'm a nerd for superheroes, but not so much casting spells and saying, hocus pocus and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? I don't really witchcraft, all that stuff. I don't really do it. You know what I mean? And for anime, I just feel like with me being such a superhero nerd, it would take way more time than I have to learn that much about anime. So Harry Potter was always on my back burner. I mean, I think the closest I got to all that magic spell casting and all that stuff was in the Percy Jackson books with Greek mythology. And even some people will say that's completely different, which I understand. But yeah, so that's my confession to y'all. I have nothing to give you as far as personal experiences with Harry Potter. So with that being said, Hogwarts Legacy is set in the 1800s. You know what I mean? I just realized Hogwarts experience is set in the 1800s. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna make it racy, but let's just say you can make a black character, and that's all I gotta say. All right, your character is a student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. Now you can take control of action and be at the center of your own adventure in the wizarding world. Your legacy is what you make it. Don't you love to hear that? Anyways, there's an open world RPG. I think I already said that. You can be a wizard. That's another thing that they're saying you can do. And then also you can experience a new wizarding adventure. So Hopefully that does something for you. But it's on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. There's no way it's on a Nintendo Switch. Hold up, give me a second. There's no way this game is on a Nintendo Switch. Have y'all seen games that run on the Nintendo Switch? Like literally, the Nintendo Switch might as well be a handheld at this point, because the whole docking system with the Switch, like it has handheld graphics, so there's no need to dock it. It's just gonna look even worse. Hogwarts Nintendo Switch. There's no way it's out on the Nintendo Switch. Let me see. PS4 function. Nintendo Switch will have to wait to July 25th. Okay, yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, they capping. That's not coming out, bro. I want y'all to know right now, Nintendo Switch users, y'all are not getting Hogwarts Legacy. Yo, I was like, bro, ain't no way that this game is on a Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, they capping, but because this is on the official website. So the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One, and PC, of course. I think they just had to switch on here to feel like they was inclusive, but let's just say that the graphical capabilities of the Nintendo Switch does not meet Hogwarts Legacy. I can thoroughly 100% confirm that as like just a watcher of the game, like not even playing the game, just watching it and seeing the trouble that the actual consoles are having running it. And then I'm like, no, it's not going to the Nintendo Switch unless they switch it in general. Like unless it's like a completely different game, downgraded and everything, maybe. But I mean, what's the most graphically intensive game y'all have on Nintendo Switch? What is it? The Witcher? And even that, like, come on now. Anyways, I don't know why they just turned into a bash session of Nintendo, but I just could not believe that. And yeah, I was like, no, it's not coming out Nintendo. Anyways, Hogwarts Legacy is the top 4 best-selling game on Steam, and along with that, it joins Call of Duty and what else? Top selling titles. It joins Call of Duty, and that's it. Anyways, Hogwarts Legacy broke records for the most streams of a single game with 1.28 million concurrent streamers. Oh, concurrent streamers, I think, or concurrent players. What is 1.28 million concurrents? Concurrent what? I'm tripping. Maybe that's just players. All right, some players were watching the game. Some were mainly looking for Twitch drops. Ah, that's funny. What else? Hogwarts Legacy peaked at 879,000 players on Steam, behind only Cyberpunk 2077 for the most concurrent for a single player game. Also behind Elden Ring, if you want to consider that mostly single player. Oh, okay, that makes sense, because Elden Ring's technically not a single player game. Like, it's a multiplayer game. And I know some people may be upset by that, but I'm telling you, it's like, if you can join a game and have somebody join your game, it's not a single player game. Like Cyberpunk, Spider-Man, God of War, like you can't join anybody's game of God of War because it's a single player game. So I would say Elden Ring is definitely not a single player game. It's a single player game. It's a multiplayer game. What else? That's probably worth taking a look at, try to measure sales. Okay, so Hogwarts Legacy, you know, to summarize it, is doing fantastic. It's killing the charts. Everybody's looking at it. It's just like, wow, I can't believe it's doing this great, which that's a lie. A lot of people thought Hogwarts Legacy was going to be a great game. It wasn't like Hi-Fi Rush, which I just finished talking about. If it should be out after Hi-Fi should be out before I put this out. So just type in Hi-Fi Rush Analytic Dreamz on Amazon, and you should be able to listen to it on or not, I say Amazon, just any podcast platform, and it should pop up. So Hi-Fi Rush Analytic Dreamz, and my review of that should pop up. But for the most part, what I want to get into is Hogwarts Legacy backlash for gamers and not keeping the same energy with a lot of other companies. Now, there's a lot of different things that goes into the society that people just completely neglect. Like, you know, there's oil spills. I mean, I literally just saw some type of chemical spill, and I think it was Ohio, and a lot of people were just making jokes about it. I mean, to bring up Elden Ring again, they were saying it was like Khaled or Khalid. They were saying Ohio looked like Khalid after that oil spill, just making all type of jokes. Meanwhile, animals are dying, kids are getting rashes. I mean, look this up. This is in Ohio, right? And a lot of people care about things a lot more than actual events that affect your daily life. And if people would care about more events in life that will affect their daily activity, then I feel like we'll be better in a place as society. Because I feel like people complain about things that really doesn't pertain to them in their walk of life. You know what I mean? And if it does pertain to you in your walk of life, then I feel like that's when it really is justified for you to take action. But for most people, they just speak on it, and for me, that's probably my biggest pet peeve, is people just talking about things and not showcasing actual solutions and action. So that's what I have to say about that. But that's the biggest thing, man. A lot of people fake care about certain topics and just completely disregard and make jokes about other ones that's just as serious, if not more. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say about the Hogwarts Legacy thing. But what else? So obviously the reviews for Hogwarts Legacy is pretty fire at this point. I mean, I don't even think anybody's gonna give it a bad review, because just across the board, it's getting 9s out of 10. Like, I mean, 9 out of 10 from IGN, 4 out of 5 from Metro, 4 out of 5 from Game Rant, and then I think was GameSpot one of them? I don't think they had one. Yeah, Push Square. I don't know what Push Square is. I think it was another one. I think it was Games Radar or something. Games Radar. It gave it a 3.5 out of 5. So that's probably the lowest score you're gonna see across the board. So yeah, man, I think Hogwarts Legacy is a candidate for game of the year. I know we're only 2 months in. I mean, but look at when Elden Ring came out. I mean, I think it came out early 2022, and it was so strong that it ended up winning game of the year. Now, am I just making it a lock for Hogwarts Legacy to win Game of the Year? Definitely not. But I feel like in the long run, the way that these open world games are crafted makes it a lot more appealing to the game of the year category. Because it's like, if you could make an open world game that's filled with interesting things to do, which is a very difficult task, by the way. Like, if you ever played the latest Assassin's Creed, you understand that just because it's open world doesn't mean there's a lot of interesting things to do. So for Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, and a lot of these other open world games that fill it to the brim with detail and makes you want to explore more, I feel like that's just a testament to a best game of the year, because that big of a game and to have that much interest in detail is just something that a lot of people strive for, and not a lot of people hit that mark. So for Hogwarts Legacy, they definitely did, and the sales are just a testament to that. As of course, like I just said, it had the most single player streamers behind only Cyberpunk 2077, and if you want to compare it to a bigger game, it was also behind Elden Ring, if you want to talk about that in the single player realm, which I definitely won't. I think that's definitely multiplayer, but you get the point. Hogwarts Legacy is breaking records with its concurrent streamers and players. So with that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Hogwarts Legacy, and will you be giving it a try? Or if you have, what is your favorite part about the game? Now, to finish up, we're going to be getting into the long-awaited 2023 Grammy Awards, and we're going to recap all the winners and everything that entailed as far as the show. All right, I think that was pretty good. Let me see. How we rocking over at Wisdom? We going good? 24. Okay. I see Wisdom. All right, appreciate you. Taking the time out of y'all morning to listen to me talk about hip hop and gaming. You love to see it. Let me see. Twitch. I was gonna drink my hot chocolate, but I wasn't even able to pick it up. Let me see. Okay, I'm over here at Twitch. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Hanty Chan. Is that how you said? I don't even know, man. I ain't gonna lie, I can't pronounce that. Uh, what else? Okay, I think that's it. Hanty Chan. Hopefully I'm not saying, hey man, y'all better not be having me saying no expletives in a different language. No, I don't even think that's what it is. But you know, sometimes I gotta be funny. I gotta be funny, man. All right. So Wisdom, Twitch, YouTube, we're going good. Let me look at the stream. Make sure it's running, not skipping. All right. What else? Okay. I think for the Grammys, I'm just gonna. Oh, also for the people listening on Wisdom, if this stream unexpectedly goes down, it's not coming back up. Because I emailed out to him, but I never got a response. I was kind of upset. I mean, I wasn't upset, but I was like, dang, hurt my feelings, man. But yeah, man, I reached out and I didn't get a response. I was asking like why my, because it went down. I think maybe you get a limited time to stream on Wisdom. I don't know, but if Wisdom goes down, I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just giving y'all, you know. So y'all be like, man, why you just stop the stream? But like, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. But if you want to catch it, you know, shameless plug at Analytic Dreamz at YouTube and Twitch. And of course, click my link tree in my bio to follow on my podcast platforms and social medias because this will be uploaded after the fact. All right. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's get into the Grammys. Also, for Wisdom, if you want to join in as a guest and give your 2 cents, I would prefer it to be on topic for the segment. If not, though, then like you can wait like till after and join in as a guest. But just know that, of course, like I always like to say, this is a safe space. You know what I mean? Open dialogue. You know, if y'all want to join in and give y'all 2 cents, then, you know, that's definitely welcome. Drinking hot chocolate on a snowy day, man. You love to see it. Like I said, if you're not putting honey in your hot chocolate, are you really drinking hot chocolate? Like, come on now. Like, food for thought, man. All right, let's get into this. The nominations. There was something else I was wanting to pull up. Okay. All right, let's get into the Grammys, man. We don't waited long enough. Don't waited long enough. So I'm just gonna put that right there. I may come to this side and just like, yeah, I may just scroll from that side. Usually I just look that up for put that up for an image, but I think I may just scroll on that side. Yeah, I'll probably do that after. Okay. All right, let's get into the Grammys. The time has come to get into the 2023 Grammy winners and the complete list of winners because there's a lot of hoopla, and that's the exact word I want to use to talk about this whole Grammy situation when it came to album of the year and the winner. Now, personally, I don't want to rush into it, but let's just say that Harry Styles does have a fan base. First, you know, you got to say that. And Beyonce also has the Beehive, right? Are we putting Harry Styles on Beehive level? Definitely not. But basically, what I'm trying to say is even the Beehive was kind of quiet with the Renaissance album, and there was a reason for that. It's because the album was not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, imagine Beyonce making a bad album. That can't happen. But it was not as good as some of her previous projects. So I don't think people was as outlandish with the backlash as they probably would have if Beyonce would have dropped a better or more comparable album to, let's say, like a Lemonade. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, out of the way, let's get into the biases that are clearly showcased and displayed time and time again by the Grammys. Now, complexion for the protection is a real saying in my life, because throughout society, you start understanding more and more the I don't even want to make this a race thing, but like it just has to be pointed out. I think the last black woman to win Grammy Album of the Year was Lauryn Hill in 1999. Now we've had Rihanna, we've had Beyonce, we've had Nicki Minaj, we've had so many iconic figures that came after Lauryn Hill. It's just insane for them to not have at least one win. Y'all realize how insane that is? Okay, so maybe I'm tripping, right? Then it came a time to where Kendrick put out an album. You already know where I'm going with this. Kendrick put out an album titled "To Pimp a Butterfly." I think that's what it was. And I don't even want to look it up because it's gonna infuriate me even more. But guess who this man lost to? This is why I feel like he won so many awards this year. But guess who I already said it. I guess who Kendrick Lamar lost to back when he put out that phenomenal classic album. You guessed it. Complexion Man, Macklemore. Now, am I saying that's all the Grammys represent? No. But is it majority? By far. By far and away, it's majority. Does Grammy throw out bones to diversity in different groups? Yes. But for the most part, the complexion for the protection is going to be one of my all-time sayings for life. All right. But you know what I mean, it's nothing to be like hatred over. You know what I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hate you Harry Styles, I hate you Macklemore. It's just something you point out and you keep going with life, because you know you can't just live your whole life, you know, hating the other race. That's not gonna happen. Well, that's not gonna help anything. So anyways, yeah, so the Grammys have been always biased towards, you know, for white people to win and for people of color to not win as much, you know. And yeah, it was just highlighted because I was watching the show, man. I was watching the show. And the only reason I wanted to bring it to race is because Harry Styles got up there and literally said, this doesn't happen to people like me very often. I repeat, Harry Styles got up on that stage after winning Album of the Year and said, this doesn't happen to people like me very often. Now I don't know what this man's alluding to, but I mean that's just blatantly false. Like I don't care what his upbringing is. I don't care where he came from. Like people like him who look like him win a lot, especially make the music that he makes wins a lot in those type of award shows. So when he got up there and said that, I thought it was a little distasteful, and especially coming off of the Oscars so white. I mean, because I think he's an actor, right? So he probably knows more than anybody the type of behind the scenes stuff that happens to people of color. And for him to say this doesn't happen to people like me very often, it's just very, very tone deaf, man. Like literally very tone deaf. But yeah, we're gonna get past him. So as I said, I don't hate Harry Styles. I recognize his fan base. I understand why he could have won, because when he dropped his album, all his fans said that they loved it. I'm pretty sure. But for the most part, you know what I mean, he just got up there and just was lying, like, you know what I mean, just professional liar. But Beyonce did become the most decorated Grammys winner, so we do have that going for us. The one they do let win the awards. She has 32 at this point, and she has accumulated 88 nominations. And I mean, of course, she has yet to win Album of the Year, because you know how that goes. But she's the most accomplished artist when it comes to being a Grammy Award winner. So that's something to applaud and take home, and not to downgrade or diminish by any stretch of the imagination. That's one of the most biggest accomplishments you can have as an artist, to have the most Grammys of all time. It's pretty. Hey, that's a big deal. So anyways, Latin music like Bad Bunny, of course, made history being the first ever Spanish language artist to be nominated for Album of the Year. Now, honestly, I think by far and away, Bad Bunny should have won that Album of the Year award because I don't know if people recognize the impact that Bad Bunny had because he doesn't speak English. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. Um, does he speak English? In interviews, I think he's. I don't know if I was reading subtitles or if he was speaking English. I'm not even trying to be funny, but I forget. But anyways, Bad Bunny has a humongous fan base, right? Like, if you look it up, because I don't feel like looking it up right now. But Bad Bunny set the record for the most money made in a month by touring, um, like ever. Like the most money. No, was it a tour? No, cause I think a tour. I think that was Elton John. But I think Bad Bunny made the most money in 1 month ever for a touring artist. I would fact check that. Should I probably fact check that? Hold up. That's a pretty bold claim. You know what I mean? Y'all probably like, man, ain't no way. Y'all fake news. You know what I mean? So let me look it up. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see. Bad Bunny, most money in a month. Let me see if that pops up. Yeah. Bad Bunny has the world's hottest tour with $91 million made in 1 month. Man. Bad Bunny breaks record for highest grossing tour. Okay, so he did break the record. Okay, let me see. 'Cause I think Elton John had the record, and currently, when I was looking at that stat, he did have the record. So Bad Bunny continues to break records. Okay, 435 million. Man, that's crazy. It surpasses Ed Sheeran in 2018, who had 432 million. Okay, all right, so it's not Elton John. It was Ed. It was Ed Sheeran. Let me see. I think that's basically it. And then of course the $91 million in one. Bro, they talking about these like these are just like thousands. Like 91 million, 423 million over time. Like, come on now. Like, that's ridiculous. That's all I was like, bro. For him not to win album of the year, like imagine if Beyonce or any other type of artist had that type of run and their touring it, if they had that type of run while they was touring, got to the Grammys and they still didn't get best album of the year. Like, I think Bad Bunny should have been upset he didn't win. Like, forget, respectfully, forget Beyonce. Bad Bunny should have won the album of the year. Like that man had a crazy year. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. This man, nah, I'm a chill because people gonna think I don't like Harry Styles, but I really don't. You know what I mean? It's not like I just, dislike Harry Styles. He just does a lot of things that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like spitting on people in the movie theaters, right before his movie premieres. If you look that up, that's real. I'll be making stuff up, man. I'll be tapped in. But yeah, Harry Styles just be spitting on people, apparently. And yeah. So anyways, what else? 65 monthly listeners. Okay, yeah, they still talking about Bad Bunny. Yeah, Bad Bunny went crazy in 20. Like, 2022 was the year of Bad Bunny. If we're talking about just money made, like, bro, he was outperforming everybody. Like, it was to the point I'm like, man, has Drake fell off? Like, Drake is putting out multiple albums and he can't mess with Bad Bunny when it comes to revenue. But of course, he wasn't touring, so that's a whole different, lane. Like, when Drake starts touring, then we can start comparing Bad Bunny's numbers to Drake. But even then, like, they said Bad Bunny broke the record of all time. So I'm like, hey, that means Drake can't do that at all. So yeah, I would have been upset, like irate if I was Bad Bunny. Like, bro, what more do I have to do to win album of the year? I would have felt disrespected. All right. Let's keep going. Kendrick Lamar, of course, got the recognition he finally deserved after them ripping him off with Macklemore. Man, I have to look it up. Okay, because what album did Macklemore beat him on? Because that was so atrocious and just outlandish. It was just so, like, I never, like, just say blatantly racist, but that was just so blatantly racist that I was just like, whoa. Like, you really just gave Macklemore the album of the year over Kendrick. Like, that was just crazy. Let me see which album that was. Like, it was just so bad. Oh, that was Good Kid, Mad City. Nah, that was racist. Yeah, Grammys. 2014. Yeah, no, that was. I thought that was To Pimp a Butterfly. Good Kid, Mad City is literally one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. Maybe of all time. No, because Kanye. But this one is up there. It's probably top 5. But yeah, that's just man. Like, who was voting? Who was voting on that committee? I think back then I heard that they used to do it in a way that if you couldn't vote or couldn't, if you didn't fill out a portion of your ballot, like they had certain voters, right, in the music industry. If you didn't fill out a portion of your ballot, then your whole thing they wouldn't, take. So like people who's in the hip hop space are like just choosing random things for pop. And then that's probably like vice versa. People in this pop space are just choosing one for hip hop. But now I think they specifically have people for each and every category. I think that's how it was explained, because I remember that whole process being explained, because that was a big deal when Macklemore won over Kendrick. I think even like he got shamed so much that even to this day he talks about how he looks at that Grammy and he just knows it's Kendrick's. Like, come on now. So anyways, yeah, so they made up for it, man. It was like, hey, man, we sorry for being racist back in 2014. How about we give you best rap album, which he won. How about we give you best, he won a lot of other things. He won like best, we're going to get into the list in a second. Like, I'm going to literally go through the list. But, what else? He won something else. We're going to get to it. But I think he won like best rap performance, stuff like that. Anyways, let's keep going. Actually, okay, that's where we can stop off. So, yeah, let's get into the list. So for my YouTube and Twitch viewers, you can watch along as I scroll through the list. For my people listening after the fact on my podcast platforms, just know that the video version is on YouTube and Twitch. But if you just want to listen to the audio version, then hey, you're in the right place. So anyways, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so 2023 complete winners list. Of course, we got to start with the general field. Record of the year, they gave that to Lizzo. Okay. For About Expletive Time. I like Lizzo. I actually like Lizzo as an artist. If you look up Lizzo and SZA, man, what was that song called? Like literally one of my favorite tracks of 2022. 2022. I mean 2023, my bad. Let me see. Oh yeah, Special. It was called Special. Lizzo featuring SZA. Go listen to that track. That track is fire. Yeah, so I like Lizzo as an artist. I think she's real talented. I think she's really, really talented sonically and just overall artistry when it comes to imagery and all that stuff. Like, she has a really great team behind her, and she's also a talented singer. So I'm not mad at her winning that. I think I've heard that track before, About Expletive Time, because I think I listened to that album. I don't know if that was an album. I think I listened to that. I don't know. I mean, of course, if I were to pick one, I would definitely went with for me, I'm more of a numbers guy. So a lot of these things would have been like, bro, who performed the best? Like, I look at performance as the most objective thing you can look at. Now, of course, people can say that's subjective as well, because if you have a major label that's better than another major label, they can get you here, here, and here, while this label can only get you, you know what I mean? It's always politics, but at the end of the day, I just look at who performs. And for Bad Bunny, I would have gave it to him. But anyways, let's keep going. Album of the year, of course, you already know. We already went over there. I would have went with Bad Bunny, but of course, they went with white man Harry Styles. So song of the year. So song of the year. What in the world? Bonnie Raitt. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I don't know who that is. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, because I ain't heard the track. That's another thing. I've listened to Harry Styles' album and all that other stuff, so I can comment on that. But for this, Bonnie Raitt, I'm just gonna say prayers to you. But I don't know who you are. I don't know what this track is. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But she won, so I think it was a she. Should I look that up? You know, assuming it's problematic. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm pretty sure it was a she. Anyways, let's keep going. All right. Best new artist. Samara Joy. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I would have personally gave it to Lotto based off of looks alone, and that's all I got, man. That's all I got. I'm sorry. Pop category. Best pop solo performance, they gave that to Adele, Easy on Me. Yeah, fire, well deserved. Probably the most deserving for a pop solo performance. The way she sings, it's different. Best pop duo slash group performance, they gave that to Sam Sam Smith and Kim Petras. Oh, okay, that's probably why he performed. If you don't know, I mean, Grammys is a whole politics thing. If somebody's performing, you already know they're gonna win the award unless they're not gonna perform. Like that's usually how it goes. Only time they tricked the artist to perform and he didn't win anything was Lil Baby, because they told that man, hey, we're gonna nominate you for this, this, and this, and we're gonna have you perform. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna win. He didn't win a single thing. So yeah, they get you sometimes, but for the most part, if an artist is performing at the Grammys, they're most likely gonna win. So I'm pretty sure Sam Smith is the one who did the Devil performance. I think that was him, right, with the horns and everything. Yeah, you know what I mean, just praising, the devil. But I guess that's just normal nowadays. Best traditional pop vocal album. Best traditional pop vocal album. Michael Bublé. Nah, I'm just playing. Let me chill. I don't know if that's how you say it. Bubble. It has a little it has a little mark above the E. So I think it's like one of them fancy pronunciations like Bublé. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's Michael. He won. I don't know who that is. Best pop vocal album. Harry Styles. I know how I feel about him. Let's keep going. Dance / electronic music. Okay. Dance / electronic recording. Beyonce won. Okay, so Beyonce won that one. Break My Soul. Break My Soul was fire, so I'm glad that one got an award. Best dance electronic music album. Beyonce won that as well. Okay. Oh, for Renaissance. Okay. So she did win best something for an album, but it wasn't a big one, but she won best dance electronic. I'm surprised Drake wasn't up there, but then I forgot he didn't submit his music. It was just another reason why this man Aubrey Graham is the GOAT. Imagine not submitting your music and you still win a Grammy. Because granted, he did win one with Future and Tim's with Wait For You, and he didn't even submit his own music. Man, that man's the GOAT. That's all I gotta say. All right, contemporary instrumental music, I don't care about that. Rock, don't care about that. So let's keep going. Alternative, I'm gonna alternatively change the genre. R&B, this is my bag. All right, best R&B performance. It went to... Bro, who is this, man? Nah, man, I don't know who this is. Mooney Long? Bro, I listen to all type of R&B. I'm not gonna act like if I don't listen to it, it's trash, because I don't like when people do that. But I don't know who Mooney Long is, bro. It should have definitely went to Jasmine Sullivan or Beyonce, and you give it to Mooney Long, bro. Come on, man. I ain't even trying to be disrespectful. I don't know who that is, bro. I don't know who that is. Nah, you tripping. That should have either went to Beyonce. Like, have y'all heard Virgo's Groove? Like, listen to the first 30 seconds of Virgo's Groove and then come back to this. Like the way that Beyonce sings on Virgo's Groove, hey, man, it's make you do some things, man. I ain't gonna lie. I can understand Jay-Z now. Like, after that track, I was like, Jay-Z, I understand now. Jay-Z heard that track and he was like, we gotta make a family. Anyways, best tradition. Y'all really gotta listen to that track. I ain't gonna. Hey, Virgo's Groove. Beyonce knew what she was doing. Anyways, best traditional R&B performance. Oh, okay, Beyonce won this one for Plastic Off the Sofa. You know what's funny? I don't even think I like this track off the album. Yeah, I don't even think I like this track off the album. I mean, it was solid, but it wasn't like one of my standouts. But anyways, Plastic Off the Sofa won that one for best traditional R&B performance. So that deserved it, of course. Best R&B song went to Beyonce, of course. Like, come on now. Cuff It, definitely. See, that's deservedly so. Which is why that stuff threw me off. Like, best R&B performance, like Mooney Long, like, who is that? I don't know who that is, man. Y'all gotta let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm probably tripping. I mean, Beyonce's winning the rest of these, so I'm like, maybe I'm not tripping. All right, best progressive album. Steve Lacy. I've heard that name before, so I'm not gonna speak on that. I don't know. I don't know too much about progressive R&B album. Like, what does that mean? Best R&B album. Um. Ah. Okay. Yeah. Um. So my boy Chris Brown showed once again why he's not at the heights of his career where I think he should be. Just like a out of bounds left field comment talking about how Robert Glasper, he doesn't even know who Robert Glasper is, and he was like, bro, who is this? He literally said like, who the expletive is this? And then he said this is a joke, basically, you know. And Chris Brown shows time and time again why he's not at the height of his career. It's because of his character is always in question, man. He always doing outlandish things of this nature that makes you wonder who is the man behind the music. And for me, it's hard to say that because I think y'all know that I had Breezy as my favorite album of 2022. Like literally, like if you look up. I have two of them because it's like I have my episode and I have the list. But if you just want to listen to the album, just look up top albums 2022 Notorious Mass Effect and it should definitely pop up. But Breezy was at the top, of course, followed by Kendrick's album. But for the most part, I like versatility, and Chris Brown's Breezy had the most versatility that I've heard from an album from last year. So that's why it was my favorite album of 2022. And even I'm saying that this man is outlandish with some of the comments he makes, because you just can't say stuff like this. Like, no matter if you win or lose, you got to take it graciously, man. You can't just come out and just be like, bro, forget this dude. Who is this? Why y'all giving it to him? Like, you obviously know everybody holds your Breezy album in a high regard, but to say this is just like so tone deaf in your current situation and how thin of ice you walk on every day because of what you did. You know what I mean? So you can't have outbursts like this, man. Like, who is Chris Brown's PR team? Like, I'm still trying to figure that out, because once he put Tory Lanez on his album, I was like, bro, your whole PR team needs to be fired, and that is no exaggeration. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's get into the rap category. So best rap performance is The Hard Part 5, Kendrick Lamar. That's not surprising. A lot of great performances on here. F&F by Glorilla, which I know a lot of y'all probably like, bro, no way a song called fuck, well, homo said it. No, a song called expletive. I don't even know how to say it. I don't even know how to say it without cussing. That's why it's F&F. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yo, in the track, it has parentheses, let's go. Like, literally in parentheses, it has let's go. Like, nobody's calling it that. But, yo, at the Grammys, imagine it was like, all right, and the winner is... And then it just said the full name. It was like, by Glorilla. And then she got out there. They just started playing that song at the Grammys. It was like, bro, I bet the Grammys producers love this song. I bet they be singing it word for word. All right, anyways. All right, the Hard Part 5 one. Deservedly so. I already gave it to God Did. I think God Did is one of the best hip hop songs we've had in a while. Simply for the fact that you got Jay-Z and Lil Wayne going crazy, like a 40-point performance on the verse, and it was like one of the Lifetime type of pairings where they're just going ballistic over the beat. I mean, imagine if Drake and Kendrick or Kendrick and J. Cole got on the track and just went crazy. Like, literally, this is what that version of it was. Like, Lil Wayne and Jay-Z going ballistic on a track called God Did. Like, I mean, it just don't get more perfect than that. So I thought God Did would. That's probably one of my biggest predictions that was wrong, was that God Did would sweep up, because, you know, it didn't. But anyways, let's keep going. So yeah, but Kendrick Lamar definitely deserved that. Let's not get twisted. Kendrick, for me, is the second greatest rapper of all time, like dead or alive. So, you know, when it comes to rap, Kendrick is just bro, it's second nature to this man. So anyways, let's keep going. Best melodic rap performance, and then it went to Future. See, this is why I'm like, bro, the Grammys are getting it exactly right. The first rap award goes to Kendrick, second one goes to Future. Like, if you looked at the whole year as far as rap, it was technically Future who like had the most longevity as far as being on the charts and stuff. But Kendrick definitely had the impact, I would say, lyrically wise, and just definitely content. Because of course, streaming wise, it's gonna go more to the mumbo, jumbo type rappers like Gunna, what else? Future, Young Boy. I mean, you know, what I mean, stuff like that. So, I mean, I would say Drake, but you know, he didn't really put out an album. He put out a house project, and then he put out mixtape with 21 Savage. Like, I don't even call those. I mean, so that one was fire, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Like, Her Loss was straight heat, but still, like, it's not no. I mean, it's not no classic. But actually, Her Loss might be a classic. I'm tripping. Yeah, nah, Drake and 21 Savage, they definitely have chemistry. But as far as a Drake solo album classic, I don't think so. But as far as a classic project, like for what it was trying to do, I would say so. Like, definitely, I don't know, it may be a hot take, but I think it's way better than the What a Time to Be Alive. So, anyways. So yeah, best melodic rap performance went to Future, Wait for You. Definitely deservedly so. Like, that track was by leaps and bounds better than any of the other tracks. So, anyways. All right, best rap song. Best rap song, we have let me see. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm trying to look at this list. They got so many different like qualifications on here. It's kind of crazy. They got so many different qualifications. I don't know which one. Okay, I see it. I'm tripping. All right, so they have. Oh, okay, that's what I was like, bro. Where is it at? The Hard Part 5 won again. Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, the way that the Hard Part 5 came out, not every rapper can do that. And Kendrick was literally rapping from Nipsey Hussle's perspective at the end of the track. So I think if there's one person that could pull that off and not feel corny, is definitely Kendrick, because you know, there's other people who try to do that, and it doesn't come across as authentic. And notable examples I can provide is Jorna Lucas, Logic. A lot of people just call them corny, and Kendrick, he gets it off, and everybody calls it brilliant. So yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not saying they're on the same level as Kendrick, because, you know, they're not at all. Like, not even close. Like, not even close to close. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. That's what I can say. Kendrick pulls that off effortlessly, where other artists, they show you why Kendrick is so good. Like, because that's not hard. That's not easy to pull off, is basically what I'm saying. Like, so. Best rap album. Okay, this is the big one. And guess who I went to? Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. So Kendrick basically cleaned up the Grammys. He basically, well, not the Grammys, but he basically cleaned up the rap category. Best rap performance, best rap song, best rap album. And they gave the melodic to Future. So I think when it comes to rap, they got it right, man. Kendrick, for me, Kendrick is leaps and bounds ahead of all these other rap artists when it comes to lyrical content. Now, when it comes to song making ability and just artistry and being versatile as a hip hop artist, I definitely give that to Drake. So, yeah, that's why I call him the GOAT. Anyways, country, skipping that. I don't care about no country. Ambient, don't care about that. Jazz, could care less. Let's just talk about the Utah Jazz and how racist they are. But gospel, nah. Let's see, well, what Kanye West in the gospel category? Nah, just playing. Let me chill. Y'all don't like Kanye West in the gospel category, huh? No, probably not. Dang, that's tough. Latin. Let me see. Is Bad Bunny? Bro, if I was Bad Bunny, imagine not cleaning up the Latin category. I don't see his name on here. His name's not even nominated. I wonder if he didn't nominate his music. No, I think he would have had to because he was nominated for Album of the Year. And I don't think you can just be like, oh, I'm only gonna be nominated for this. I don't think that's how it works. But I don't see his name on any of these Latin um categories. I mean, Bad Bunny's Latin, right? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. American Roots, nobody cares about that. Reggae, don't care. Global music, what does that even mean? Children's music album. What? Spoken word, don't care. Comedy. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Dave Chappelle won another Grammy for his comedy. Okay. I didn't even know they gave comedy awards at the Grammys. It seems like that would be like an Oscar or, but you know, to each his own. Musical theater, don't care. Music for visual media. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so the best for visual media went to Encanto, and if you ever seen Encanto by Disney, that movie is a classic. Like you watch Encanto and some of the other Disney movies, like as far as princess movies, and like I think it fits right along as one of the classics. Like Encanto is one of the best Disney movies ever. Like for what it represented and how it nailed the culture. You know, sometimes you know you have the culture and it's just like, bro, y'all really just ripping off stuff that y'all don't even know about. Like y'all just have writers who's not even from there writing about it. Like it felt like Encanto was one of those type of movies where just everything embodied that type of culture and the story that was the story and the visuals, and to top it off, the soundtrack, which is top notch. That's definitely one of the best Disney movies ever made, like ever. Okay, and that's saying something. I mean, y'all probably know what Disney is. That's saying something. 65 best score soundtrack for visual media. Encanto again. Best soundtrack. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. What in the world? Video games and other interactive media. Best score soundtrack. The Grammys soundtrack award went to Assassin's Creed. I can't even hate, man, because I haven't heard it. Yeah, I haven't heard it. And some of these other nominations are trash, like Call of Duty. Like, come on now, Old World. Like, what's that? Aliens. Like, come on, bro. I would have had Ragnarok up here. I would have had Elden Ring up here. What else? What's some other ones? That Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I would have had some other ones up here. They tripping with that. This was a bad list in general. Like they need to get some real gamers to suggest some nominations, or just take it from the Game Awards. Like the Game Awards has that category, like specifically that category. Like just take it from the Game Awards. Like I don't know. Best song written for visual media, that went to Encanto again. So Encanto basically cleaned up, except for the video game, you know, because that's different, and the television, because you know that's different. Oh no, they won that one. Yeah, so Encanto, yeah, it cleaned up. They cleaned up. Music for visual media, they cleaned up, which deservedly so, because that's one of the that's one of my favorite movies of all time so far. Actually, my favorite movie and the best movie for me is different. My favorite movie is probably Zootopia. I really enjoy Zootopia as far as like recently, and the best one I feel like is Encanto. I feel like what Encanto represents and the way they nailed it. I already said it, so yeah, I get it. Composing, don't care. Packaging, don't care. Songwriting, where's Quentin Miller? I was playing. Let me chill. Alright, production. Let me see. Alright, that's basically it, man. Classical. Then we get into the end, hopefully. Goodness. So many awards. Music and video film. Oh, best music video. Okay. What is this? Best music video went to Taylor Swift, All Too Well, the short film. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it was a short film, so I mean, it's hard to beat that. I'm not mad at that. Best music film. Did they just do that? Best music video, best music film. What is the difference? That went to Jazz Fest, a New Orleans story. Alrighty, I guess. I was Justin Bieber on here. Our World. Like what? Alrighty, and that was it. Apparently, HBCU marching band was at the Grammys. That's cool. There's just so many different ways to make history in life, man. That's why you should just work towards your goals and work to what you're passionate about. Because you've ever look at like life in general, there's so many intertwining pieces and so many people doing well for themselves that you just got to focus on what you focus on and control what you can control. You know what I mean? And it will all play out. I don't know where that came from, but we just finished the Grammys list. So I just feel like giving some motivation, so maybe one day you can win a Grammy. You know what I mean? Maybe one day you can be on this list and I'm reading you out. You know what I mean? Like, man. And the best album goes to that guy who listened to Notorious Mass Effect 2023 Grammy nominations wrap up. That's crazy. But anyways, so for the most part, that's the list. I'm not gonna go over it again because you probably already know. And Canto swept the visual media. Kendrick swept the rap awards. What else? Wasn't too many sweeps, but that's the biggest thing. Beyonce won one award, I think. Talked about how the Grammys are racist. Yeah, I got past that. That was definitely a talking point. Yeah, that's basically it, man. What else? Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, so click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about the full list of winners for the 2023 Grammy Awards? And who do you think was the biggest snub? So that's about it. So that's about it for episode 115. Thanks for tuning in to the Notorious Mass Effect Podcast. And don't be afraid to send me an email letting me know what you think of the show and what you want me to talk about in the next episode. And you can do that by clicking my link tree in my bio to access my social medias and to follow with my latest. Why does I have follow on here? Hold on, give me a second. I'm not editing this out either. I'm just gonna keep this in here. And to keep up with my latest activities. I don't know why I have follow. Don't you love just live editing? You know what I mean? Love to do it. If you want to support the show financially, click my Cash App link located towards the top of my link tree as it helps the show overall. Make sure to share this podcast and rate this 5 stars on whatever platform you are currently listening on, as this helps the show reach more people so we can grow together and affect the masses. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Notorious Mass Effect. Alrighty, so that is episode 115. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. For people over at Wisdom, where we at? Where we at right now? We at 33. For people over at Wisdom, you know what I mean? If y'all want to join as a guest, give your 2 cents. You know what I mean? The floor is open. You know what I mean? Safe space, all that good stuff. And let me look over at Twitch right quick though. So while y'all contemplate if y'all want to join in as a guest, I'm gonna go over to Twitch. Make sure we looking good over here. See anybody join? Oh, okay. I see another returner. Thank you for stopping by, Valentina Carras. Appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. What else? YouTube, we still rocking. If you want your name read out, I would definitely come over to Twitch because in general it's not it doesn't show me names on YouTube. But Twitch, we're going strong. Yeah, that's basically it, man. I finished my episode. If y'all listen to the episode, have any input, I'm talking to people over at Wisdom. If y'all have any input or anything, that would be nice. But if not, then I would definitely wrap it up. I just want to give y'all a chance because, sometimes people want to say something and they be like, oh, my bad, I was getting my stuff together. In general, I think the episode went well. I mean, we had gaming, had hip hop. Editing is gonna be easy because I recorded it separately. So, alrighty. Well, with that being said, that has been my episode 115, 2023 Grammy Award winners recap. And of course, we talked about High Five Rush. Talked about. Oh, I forgot to do the Let me see. Should I go back and do it? That just reminded me. I forgot to do the little thing where I recap everything. So many different parts. But anyways, I guess it makes it easier to edit. I'm gonna go back over this. Give me 1 second. So getting into the overview of the pod, we got into Super Bowl 2023 halftime show. Then we went into. Well, no. Okay. All right, I'm starting over. Give me a second. All in a day's work. And it's definitely work, I would say so at this point. In life. Not fully independent, but you know, maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get there. Okay. And getting into the overview of the pod, we got into the Super Bowl 2023 halftime show where we talked about how Rihanna definitely is still sonically impressive, but as far as the actual performance, we would have preferred a more on brand performance of Rihanna. But you know, we do understand that she's pregnant, and hopefully we wish her the best with her family with ASAP Rocky. And then switching gears, we got into High Five Rush. Talked about how this is a $30 game, creating more revenue and sales than a $70 game in Forspoken, and how that's just atrocious, and how Microsoft is slowly but surely winning the console race when it comes to the Xbox Series X and the PS5. Then we got into Hogwarts Legacy, talked about all the the hoopla surrounding Hogwarts Legacy and just the backlash, and I gave my own thoughts and opinions while also covering the sales and overview of the game and the review roundup. So we got into a lot when getting into the Hogwarts Legacy. And then we finished with the 2023 Grammy Awards recap, where I talked about all the ones we care about as far as the winners and just the overview perspective of the Grammys, from my personal opinion, of course. All right, yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up. If y'all have if y'all have anything to add, gonna wrap this up. So for the people on YouTube and Twitch, don't forget that if you missed any portion of this, you can catch the full thing after the fact on my playlist tab on my YouTube or my Twitch. But if you want to watch it, I'll definitely come to my playlist tab on my YouTube. And then also for people over at Wisdom, definitely click my socials to follow my social medias and keep up with my daily posts, while also following me on whatever podcast platform you listen on. Just Notorious Mass Effect, it should definitely pop up. And with that being said, I will see y'all. Well, that's my other outro. But yeah, with that being said, I'm out.